Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
I am Mike.
And today, top 10 rye whiskeys of 2024. So these lists are tough for us. We try to do our best. You got to take into consideration, these are whiskeys we cracked this year. They're not whiskeys of 2024. These are ones we've tried in 2024. Correct. And we've done so many banging ryes this year. These are hard. Lists are hard. There's a lot of, we got to do a lot of blinds to come down with the top 10, but we do our best for you guys. Again,
we got a better system for this year, 2025. But
every year is hopefully an improvement. So we're gonna go through I didn't think we'd have 10, but we did so many good ryes this year.
I was surprised
we actually came out to as many as we did because I didn't want to just do some. There's a bunch of honorable mentions where, like, if you want like the best, rye whiskey for short money, then you got to go to Jack Daniel's Bonded or Old Forester Bottled and Bond. There's just some bangers out there that didn't make the list and that are very good. But these, hopefully, you agree. If not, leave a comment down below. We love to dispute either way we go. So we're going to start out with number 10. We're going to get right into it.
Number 10.
This one is Barrel Seagrass. It comes in at 118.22 proof. We got it for $74.99. We didn't take price into consideration. I just like to put it out there. Again, I always say in a lot of the ones I get apricot. This one's literally finished in apricot brandy on this one. So this one did bring like a crazy fruit flavor. This is just a really good bottle for the price.
It was.
Yeah.
It's weird because barrels range all over the place.
No, they have. And it was just one of them ones I didn't expect anything until I drank it. I was like,
because you were anti-barrel for a while.
I didn't like the dovetail, I think it was.
I believe it was.
Coming in at number 9, I'm going to forget what numbers we're on, so that's your job. So this is number 9. Luck. This one is Old Ezra 7-year full-proof whiskey. It comes in at 114 proof. We got it for $59.99. I do not believe this comes to Massachusetts. We got this in Connecticut. But, man, there's a nice, bold flavor. It's just a solid rye whiskey flavored all the way through.
And I'm always a fan for Ezra for some reason. I don't know. They just gravitate to me.
No, you actually do. So coming in at number 8. So this one is, I'm surprised it actually went down, but when we were banging them out next to each other, this is the way they landed. This is Redwood Empire, Emerald Giant, cask strength. Oh, I can't do the math. 58.2% alcohol, so there's a lot in there. We got it for $69.99. It doesn't matter on this one. We're not doing a thing. But again, this one had a nice, like I was getting the apricot flavor in the front. You get a nice rye whiskey. This is a solid whiskey all day long. Absolutely delicious.
And it's within range. It's not crazy.
No,
and it's a cask strength. I liked it. I didn't mind it.
I'm surprised it went that far down when we were putting them up against each other because that was right in like the top 3 when we were drinking them. But again, we've done so many good ones. As a surprising event.
And what's even neat, because you guys will say you should have put this, and this, and that's great. We love your opinion, so that's perfect.
Yeah, and the funny thing is this year, especially, you notice that on the whiskey review we just did. We went back deep with some that you could find on the shelf all day long. And they're not special. They're not anything like that. I wanted to go with ones that you can actually get that are just, pound for pound. And this is going to be one of them, money for money. This is the Knob Creek Tenya you can get for $69.98. It comes in at 100 proof. But you know what? At that low proof, it just had finished for days. It has a nice oaky presence. It's just a solid rye whiskey.
And Knob seems to hold on in a lot of ways, honestly. It's usually around.
No, 100%. And that's why I did it.
Going behind glass, tracking it down, or waiting patiently for Knob to come around, because typically it makes it there.
And speaking of that, because we're not big fans of just the straight mint whiskeys. Like, it has to have flavor. And this is another banging one. This is the Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye. This comes in at the, here we go, 112.2 proof. We got it for $57.99. In the oaky presence that comes on the end of this one, you get the nice caramel with the mint and then a nice oaky presence at the end. It's just an all-around solid whiskey that lasts too. It hangs.
And we just did this one. This one kind of, it does ring a bell a little bit more than some of the others. So this, it's You don't see this as much though. You don't see the rye hanging
No.
around as much.
No,
So
no, and that's
you
why
gotta, when you see it, you gotta almost have to grab it.
that's why it's in the list, because it is like a standout whiskey. It was
and some of these like the Emerald Giant. I don't think it's around all the time. It kind of comes out and then it's usually gone. So
I think that one does come to Mass. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but
this one.
Speaking of one we just recently grabbed, this is the Sagamore 9-year-old. And again, when my buddy Steve came over and tried this one, the answer was, wow. Like and that's exactly what it does to you. So this comes in at 112.6 proof. We got it for $72.99 in his magical store. I don't know if this is in all the stores.
I looked
Sagamore's
in my stores and I've not seen
it's a pretty bottle.
It
carries it just
you can't miss them.
That punches flavor too. That is just a good whiskey on that. Speaking of a good rye whiskey, this one was an absolute surprise. I'm hoping more of their expressions come to us. This is the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye straight rye whiskey. This one comes in at 116 proof. We got it for $67.99. Again, at his magical store. This is
I've never seen this.
This is an absolute banger. This is like it stops you like, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
and you
delicious.
There's no way you can walk by it because this bottle stands out too. So it's like the coffin shape.
Yep.
So it's just a.
I think you said that when we did the review. And honestly, it's one of them that it just brings so much taste and flavor. If you see any of these in the top 10, like all of these that we've done are pretty much shelfers.
They've been, well, and they've been 60, 70, 80.
So I don't think we've said any
crazy,
300.
Crazy.
In fact, we have one behind us that's 300 and something in it, and we tried it. We tried it. It wasn't even anywhere in the ballpark.
No, it's
so. Speaking of one that might be harder to get, this is a travel exclusive. This is the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Travelist Bold and Spicy. It comes in at 107 proof. This is a 500 milliliter. Sorry, we got it for $28.79. So you do the math to equate it. But honestly, this should be a shelfer. This is just. And I've always said I like Bonded. I think in Bonded is just a great pour. Yep. This is just that next level. That extra 7 proof just makes it. It is so good. And again, when it's just like, wow, when you drink it, it just gives you that complexity of the bananas and the nuts and the good oaky flavor at the end. It's absolutely delicious bottle.
I just like, even though they made it small, it's the same look.
Mm-hmm.
So well, they didn't call it, but the label would be the same. But the bottle really didn't change. It's kind of the same look. So let a little tradition.
That's what I'm drinking right now. That is phenomenal, actually. Yeah. That just brings that banana nut bread, like our banana nut bread, where Ma put the cherries and the bananas and the chocolate chips and everything. You get it all. Yeah. So number 2. I think I stopped saying numbers and I apologize. But our number 2, this right here, we put it in many blinds. But Old Forester Single Barrel Rye Whiskey. This comes in at 128.4 proof. We got it for $99.99. This is a store pick, I believe, right? When we found this one, I'm almost positive. But either way, you look at it.
You or Steve found that.
This just brings you get that brown Foreman banana, but it brings a lot more of that oaky flavor in the end.
And that's what and it's not harsh.
It's very
for
good.
Whatever you said, 120 something.
Yeah.
Again, another one that you don't see. This one you may have to track down. I've yet to see, because if I had seen it, it'd be at my house.
I put Steve on a hunt when one of you guys made a suggestion about it, and I'm like, if you ever see this, and he finally found it in one of the stores. It wasn't Mass. That was before I started starring his magical store. But if you do see them, they're far and few between to find it. But they are phenomenal. And again, the winner of so many blinds, and I will have you leave a comment down below if you think there's anything that can beat this. I will obviously have to buy another one, because this is gone in so many blinds, and it is yet to even come close. No, this is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. It comes in, this one happens to come in at 127.7 proof for $72.99. And when we got this, we had to get this shipped in from another state.
There's not 100 on the shelves here either. So and they might have gone by. You might have to wait till next year. But
if Steve has found them, I forget where he said. I think they are
because of the price. Yeah, it's still 72.
No, really again, these are all sub $100 bottles,
and that's a pretty bottle too.
No, and you know what? The amount of intense flavor and taste.
Mm.
We actually weren't going to do, we've never done a rye list before.
Nope.
And you can leave a comment now whether you like them or don't like them.
Because honestly, I didn't like them.
We had so many good ryes this year. Honestly, if you go back, you can go back and look at the blind. We actually did the Jack rye versus the whiskey in the Old Forester, and we ended up picking it. Rye whiskey. Jack won the first two, Old Forester did the other one. The rye is such an intense flavor and such an intense. It needed
by itself. It is still like very good.
Again, all of these by themselves are stand out, and that's why we put them on the list. To me, they might not be your equation, but everyone that's on this list was definitely had a wow factor to it. Because we have a bunch behind us that were very good.
Correct.
They just didn't make the list.
And throw out whatever magical one we may have missed that you guys, happen to like, and that's 50-50 if we can get it. But,
no, especially if we haven't done it, that's even better. Because if you think one should have been on a list that's not on a list and we did it, leave a comment down below. Because if I can find it, I'm going to go look for it. Because these are 10 banging bottles for this year. So there you go. We're not 10. Really lit. Well, what did I say? Mine?
No. You said they're just 10 banging bottles, but it's our 10.
Our 10, yep. And again, these are the ones we've tried. Are there better ones out there? Maybe.
Possibly.
We just didn't get to try them this year. So we'll see what 2025 brings. And again, these aren't, if someone's going to say, oh, they didn't come out in 2024, we get that. We cracked them in 2024, correct. And that's how we do our list. So there you go. That being said, leave a comment down below, whether you agree, disagree. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.